Turning 30, got some thoughts to spill. No filter here, it's Nuance and Chill.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Nuance and Chill podcast with our new fun intro tune. I'm A.
I'm you.
Let's get into it.
You were just telling me about some hummus.
So I have been eating too many snacks and whenever I'm outside somewhere and I want a snack, I always go to the M&S or usually it's M&S or whatever, Tesco, and they have like a snack called
Oh my
like,
god, I love
carrot and hummus.
snacks. I think I gained all the weight I gained in the UK because of M&M chips.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. When I go to those, because I don't like chips and most of the snacks they have in the meal days I hate, but I really like their carrots and hummus. So whenever I'm out and if it's like a late train back home, I get that because I really like it. But at home, I get too lazy and I'm like, I'll have to peel the carrots and whatever. But yesterday we were doing a bit of a batch cook and I was like, oh my god, let me just make the hummus. I made it the simple like the boiled chickpeas, whatever. I made the basic one with olive oil, lemon, salt, right?
Yeah.
And then we had like a za'atar mix. So I added that, added some smoked paprika, put a little bit of, I have like dried pudina at home. Put a little bit of
Love
that
that.
for the cooling and just that hint. And I was like, wow. And obviously added a bit more olive oil on top because that's really nice. But that was so good. So basically, I think that's my new hummus recipe.
Have you been prepping food there?
Sort of, dude. Sort of. Slowly starting. We got better better at it literally yesterday. Got a few we got some accessories and some equipment in a sense that really work in our kitchen now. So that's made a big difference. But yeah, we're like starting.
I love
to get
that.
there.
And I can relate because I want to eat more vegetables and I have also been snacking so much that I've had to pivot and think about what I am consuming. So, in order to eat more vegetables and fruits, now that I have house help, thank God, I have to get her to prep a certain amount of vegetables every day for like cooking purposes and for salad, just so I can consume the quantum that I'm hoping to consume and not use like farsan and cookies as the fillers that I have. Dude.
I feel like this is gonna become our food podcast, by the way. Like this is gonna be the food episode now. But basically, I got one second. So hummus, first of all, there's that tadka hummus, which I don't know if you've had at Blabber. That's what I wanted to make. So I'm gonna do that. But second, there's these, those rice cakes that exist, just salted rice cakes.
Yeah.
That you've probably tried in the UK.
Yeah.
Or
I
I
think
don't know
you
if
put
it's
me
now.
onto it, and we used to get like a lot of rice cakes.
Exactly.
back
Yeah.
when.
So
Yeah.
I got a new version, which oh my god, there's another thing. There's this app which, if you scan a product, it tells you whether it's good or if it has bad additives and what's bad in it, etc. I think it's called Yuka. They're not paying us,
Living in the
but
future.
whatever. Yeah. So anyway, I was scanning that, and those were like very clean, basically. So really good, really healthy, clean. This one wasn't a rice cake; it was a lentil flour and peas cake with like cider vinegar and salt seasoning. And honestly, that with yogurt, like with apna dahi, just that, so good. But that as a masala papad with dahi, like a chaat, dude, there is literally in that, there is no ingredient except the cider and salt seasoning that it already has. That is bad for you. And I was just like, this is great because it's really good. And it's literally if you're having it with yogurt, it's protein on protein. Lentil flour, pea,
Really?
protein.
Yeah. You know rotlas, which are
Yeah.
like thicker khakras.
Yeah.
Some are
Well,
purely
yeah.
made of like moong or bajra.
Yeah.
And dude, it slaps.
Dahi? Yeah.
Dahi
It really
methi
does.
rotla. Bruh.
Dude,
It's
and
a
it
perfect
honestly it doesn't feel like a snack, right? Like if you're having it with some like dahi or something, at least to me, feels like I'm having a dish. Like
Yeah, you know what? We've actually at some point used one of those really thick ones, like the small but really thick. I don't know what they're called. Is it like a rotla or is it something? It's something different. It's classified as something different.
Bhakri.
Ha, they're small but super thick. And
Yeah.
I clearly remember once I'd made pav bhaji and we didn't have bread, and we used that at the base of
Oof.
the pav bhaji and at the base of and we put the bhaji on top of it.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
Dude, that's such a good idea though. Having that as a sandwich, like a pav bhaji, like if it's a curry
Oof.
pav bhaji thing, dude, with like cheese at
Oh, I
Honestly,
love
I'm
it.
so inspired recently. I'm just like these like desi with desi mixes, and it's working. This is not even desi with desi. It's just the way of eating it is like a sandwich, but just those
Legit.
things are making it fun.
You know what? I got so sick of rotis because I'm reaching that age where
Yeah.
gluten at night is giving me and my husband acidity if we eat too close to bed. So I'm like, why do I have to continue doing this? There's literally no reason why I should be having it if it's not doing me well. And I have stopped having rotis. So this is for one, it's a great substitute. I do want to like explore millets because not
Hmm.
every meal needs a carb, which totally applies to me. So I'm like, this is a great alter. I'd rather just make like a quinoa base or a millet khakra or a rotla. I'd rather just have one of those than
Yeah.
roti because
They
fuck
are super
gluten,
yum as
man.
well. Like, you're not missing out on the flavoring and all. Anyway, though, when we make food, I feel like the way you cook or the way I cook, we put enough of the flavors there, no matter what you're gonna do. Like it's not gonna be one of those bland, array dieting kar rahe hain, kuch bhi nahi like it's not gonna be that, right? If you're finding
Yeah.
alternatives. So
I
that's
mean,
good.
dieting though definitely doesn't mean a lack of flavor. All you have to do is cut back on, I guess, any kind of unhealthy fat content, but otherwise, there's no need to like compromise on flavor, is there? So I mean, anything can taste good that way as long as yeah,
So true. The same lentil cake I was talking about, and I'm sure it's not a new thing, but I had it with guac as well. So good. And again, like I was so happy with like just avocado, onions, tiny baby potatoes, coriander, some apna masala like um jeera powder and lemon. Like it was just so nice and fresh in the summer. I'm like, huh, this works. And I'm glad that's working. Because, yeah, like roti and all, I'm getting a bit. I love roti, but yeah, I know what you mean. Or like, I love like
yeah.
carbs and things, but
Also, it's really time consuming to make. I mean,
really is
it's
the mess
another.
as well and stuff. It feels like a chore that bit to me.
I think modern Indian households where both I mean if you're a nuclear family and both are working, abandon the rotis. Man, it takes too much time. I thought I was on board, but now I'm like I can't sustain roti making and yeah and everything else that needs to be done in the day.
Have you tried mass producing rotis and freezing them? That does work. Just because then you can have like 3 or 4 days of there is roti and you don't have
Yeah,
to make more, but also the other days can be something else. Or
it's a
you
good
could
idea, but you
substitute.
know what? I one at the moment my husband gets food at work for lunch. So his roti consumption is taken care of, and anyway, he likes it more. And at the same time, I am trying to cut back on carbs from one meal so I can do a work from home thing without feeling like I'm killing myself in the process. Like it should. So I'm anyway trying to eat more vegetables. So one meal without carbs is I don't mind sacrificing gluten and exploring millets at the same time and seeing what works because I'm kind of new to it all. Like,
Yeah, same, yeah.
yeah,
Also, like there's plenty of other carbs, We have our potatoes,
literally.
you have your like rice, you have oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, rice, potato.
Yeah, you could do like a red rice, you could do brown rice, you could do quinoa, you could do, like, as I said, millets, or you could do potatoes in different ways. And yeah, or just make something of your
Pasta
own.
as well.
Yeah, oh my God, of course. That's a good one. Yeah.
I tried the lentil pasta. It was terrible. It's the worst thing. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like the red lentil pasta or like a
But
green
doesn't it
pea
become like
pasta.
super goopy?
It becomes
Super,
super
super cold.
goopy. It gives you a very it is I feel like it's really bad for your digestion. At least it was bad for mine. And I'm like, I don't think just like converting a carb into a protein really works, because that's what it's trying to do. It's trying to make it like a flour, like instead of it being a wheat pasta, it's they've tried to make it with like a protein. I just
Yeah,
don't think it works, because especially if you're also trying to have it in the same way, right? You would have a pasta as a like as a main dish with things in it, with the sauce on it or whatever. But if you're having that much of it and all of it is protein, clearly protein is more difficult to digest. So it just didn't work in the way I was trying to make it work. Also, it tasted horrible. It's just not my thing. Like I don't mind one of those spinach pastas, because they just put the greenness of the spinach, like 5% spinach, but it's actually still,
right.
like it's not that. But the full like gluten free protein, it's just I couldn't. I
Yeah, so I
really
think just keeping carbs where they need to be and in the
yeah.
quantity that it needs to be, and then just putting the right amount of actual fiber and protein is the way to how God intended it to be, I guess.
Yeah,
Because,
I think substituting it with something else instead of making the same.
yeah, I'm not even too fond of, um, like the vegan meats, the whole vegetarian meat thing that's happening. Yeah, because I feel
They
like
have too much soya, and they are quite
exactly
gross.
something's wrong in the process. Like, I don't think it's a, I don't think it's a transformation of, uh, like taking those vegan resources, turning it into something that resembles meat. I don't think there's something quite right about that. I don't think it sits well in the body either. Like, I don't think they've nailed. I don't think yeah, they've nailed it. No.
True, true, true. I agree. As much as I feel like I have this cycle of I agree with that, then I go without it for a while, then I randomly go to like one of the bigger supermarkets in the plant kind of based aisle, looking for actual veggie things, even if it's ready to eat, like a ready to eat vegetarian sausage, maybe, not fake meat sausage. Then I see like random new things that have come up since the last few months ago when I decided this is just not it. Then I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me try it. Then I tried, then it's nice, but it doesn't make you feel like you're having the fresh whole foods. And that's my problem with it. So if I
Yeah, ultra
make a dish
processed.
once in a while, it's fine, right? Like it happens fine. And it's still at least some kind of protein is still going into the food instead of crisps, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose
Or
it's good in
something.
a
But
pinch, but you can't rely on
yeah,
it. Like, I think,
yeah,
I think what we're getting at is because the body is so much smarter than we give it credit. Like, you can
yeah.
now, I think, as you said, like you want to feel good even after eating a meal. You just don't want to feel good about what you're putting in your mouth. It has to kind of sit right even after. And I think the fresher the food is, the better you're going to feel and be happier with those choices. So then when it comes to like being able to batch cook, like you said, or like
Do meal
just
prep.
upskilling in terms of cooking and making some things that work for you is always going to be the way to go. Yes.
Yeah. Like I remember every was it every like Sunday? Yeah, Sabzi Mandi wala like road bay. Like every Sunday there are certain areas where there would
You mean
be
farmers
fresh
market.
produce. I do mean farmers market, but that's not how it is in India. So I don't mean like the farmers markets here. I actually do mean the ones in India where it is like a sabzi mandi, where you would every Sunday you would get like large amounts of it, right? So my dad would go, and whether it was a Saturday or Sunday, he would go. He would get those really large bits of produce. He would come back home, and then him, mom, whatever the house help, sometimes us, sometimes दादी, हम लोग वो क्या कहते हैं, ऐसे छांट रहे हैं कि अरे वो गंदगी हटाओ, फिर धो और उसको चॉप करके एक डब्बे में रख दो, काइंड ऑफ अ प्रॉपर I so that's what I mean for meal prep. I feel like if I do that, I know what's there, and the things that are there are prepped for me to just consume, because most of those things you can literally just pop into your mouth, unless you have to clean it and you're busy and you're like, "Arey, isko ye karna padega, wo karna padega. I don't want to do it. Let me just have something easier," right? And that meal prepping, honestly, is what's helping. Even simple things as washing the blueberries or strawberries that I immediately get, because they come in the packaging, and so you're like, "Oh, I'll open it when I need to eat it," but then you have to open it, clean it. And if I just do it in the beginning, it it's just so much more easy
The
to
payoff
consume
is so
when you
great,
end
isn't
up
it?
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that removing those the obstacles to not being lazy really helps.
Being future friendly. It's investing in yourself. It's what you put in now that you reap later, and it makes for a better cycle than
Yeah, like, yeah. You
the
know
way.
your tendencies, dude, and I think this, like, you meaning all of us, but if we know that, let's just like plan backwards for it,
Yes.
in a sense.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Pune is so good in terms of produce. It's been such a joy to go.
How's that? Yeah.
Dude, it's ace. First of all, the rates are better than Bombay because it's
Of course,
not.
because it's not Bombay.
Yeah, it's fresher. It's just amazing. You and there are all these mandis around, and they have banging produce. So it's actually got us to a point where we are eating better than we were in the UK, because I was trying to cook as much as Indian food as possible, because I was trying to master like a level of skill where now it should be like second nature. When you put together something else or when you create something off of it, you can only do once you know what the basic or the basis of any dish looks like. So like mastering a gravy or a tadka, or like what goes in what, or like what produces a Maharashtrian flavored dish versus what flavor creates a more Punjabi tasting dish. So but to understand like the finer differences in the spices that you're using and things like that. And now that that step has now led to, okay, now over here where we're actually buying tendali and dudi and karela and methi, because it looks good, it looks attractive when you go see it in the market, and you're like, okay, I really want to have it. Then you prepare it right, because you know what the basic basis of that dish needs to be like, and then it comes out so it actually tastes really good. And then and the final bit of it being, okay, then you say a prayer over it, or like you say your thanks over that meal, and then you have it, and transformational, body happy.
These are seasonal vegetables as well, some of them at least. It's that easy to just include something that you need for your balanced diet, to just pick something that is seasonal.
Yeah, like if like you literally don't have a choice. If you want to first of all be on a like on a budget, you're going to end up buying seasonal, because that's what's most abundantly available. Although like prices get affected by festivals, which is interesting, because uh, we're vegetarian as a country, and festivals affect the prices of vegetables, because people who do eat non-vegetarian food suddenly are fasting or are not eating non-vegetarian food for like Shravan. For like, so for example, Shravan is a whole month of eating vegetarian food and no
Yeah,
alcohol. So you
yeah.
can see the prices go up for the whole month, and suddenly tomatoes are twice the price per kilo.
भैया ये दुगना दाम क्यों कर दिया है?
Everyone is, even the non-vegetarians are now vegetarians. So
हाँ.
suddenly, like,
तो
demand has
उनके लिए
gone up.
then they should be like, जो लोग रेगुलरली नहीं लेते उनके लिए प्राइस दुगना करो. They should do it like selectively. You know
Yeah,
how like some street vendors, like they know कि आप you come regularly, you eat more of those things, and they're like, अरे ठीक है मैडम आपके लिए यार. You know,
कोई नहीं करता.
20 रुपए किलो कर देते हैं, बाकी लोगों के लिए 22. Yeah.
The
So maybe
worst
they
is
can.
when you betray your usual vegetable vendor.
Shit. I saw this on. It was actually, instead of a vegetable vendor, this was at a barber's, like a hairstylist's place, where they were like, "Ma'am, you cheated on me. You went to the other one. Now you've come back because उन्होंने आपका color खराब कर दिया." पर आप तो चीट करके वापस आ रहे हो, ठीक है, मैं वापस ले तो लूंगा, लेकिन लेकिन फिर से चीट मत। Like the whole concept just felt so it's not something new, I know, but the way he was approaching it was just so funny.
You know, the meow meow version of the meow 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 meow.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
collectively brain rotted at this point
Yeah.
because everyone speaks in memes.
Dude,
But
this is so true. I feel like I constantly need to rediscover and relearn lingos all the time. I'm just like, huh? What's this now? Like, do you know this thing now? Like, if you like something, or if something was really good, like, oh man, that your outfit is 4+4 because 4+4 is 8. Your outfit 8. This is what I mean. Like, what? And the only reason I know this is because a parent, like a 30-something-year-old parent, or maybe 40-something-year-old parent, was saying that now they don't say 8, now they say this. And I'm just like, what?
so bad. You know, I recently discovered that when people do this,
Yeah.
when they just snap their fingers like
Okay.
this,
Yeah.
when someone says something that they resonate with, is I used to think this meant like a tiny applause because instead of doing this, you are doing this. But then I found out that doing this is 8 in sign language. So, like, you ate.
Okay.
So that's why
Fair.
people are like doing this all the time. And I'm like, bro, I just thought like you're too lazy to clap. So you're doing
Yeah, man, at this point, I'm done. I'm fine with being the older person, the old person, whatever it is. I feel like mentally I've been there anyway for a while. I don't need to know, and I'm fine being cringe to the youngsters. Like, it's okay. Because this is, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I
Don't
I
really
think
care
that's
about that. Those
the advantage of growing older is that you stop giving a shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, you think we are not cool. We think you are not cool.
Yeah.
So, ठीक है. Whatever, major loser. We have our own
यही पे
lingo.
ठीक है
Please.
हम यही करने में ठीक है
हाँ, वही तो. It's really funny. It's fun to see the difference between like me and what I'm saying, and my brother's 7 years younger than me. So certain things I still say are like something that they still used to say at that point in school, and so that matches. And then some things I say are just completely like, he's like, what? And then with my cousin sister, who's like 15 years younger than me, so literally you can see like a gap of 7 years.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are you saying?
Can you
What
give some
do you
examples
mean?
of what they are saying? Because
Can't, man, even the way she texts, I'm like, what does this mean? Like, I feel like we were good at. Okay, I think when we started with Facebook and all, we were doing weird kind of like texting, shorthand,
yeah,
etc. Like really weird. Like,
we were eating up all the vowels. We were like in a particular
Yeah,
time for
yeah,
vowels.
I can't even give an example. Like, would become CNT, and I think it was because we had
Yeah.
like not even BBM, like older like button Nokia phones where you would have to press so many times to get a third or fourth letter. So I guess that's where that maybe came from.
Right.
But then eventually I feel like we all of us, if you see, has transformed into becoming proper texters. Like, there'll be typos, this are fine, but we are usually saying full words apart from things like lol. Like, we're typing a whole word now.
Yeah, because we got 40 back on this.
Yeah, unless you are like still kind of immature, which some people are. Like, some people still text like they did when we were, like 15 years ago when I at least actually started like Instagram.
Are you speaking from experience? Are people still texting you in shorthand?
See that online at least. Not texting me, I wouldn't say. Not texting, but even even something they're putting on Instagram, or like even a caption or whatever. Like, have you? Come on, dude. Our age people, obviously our parents to theek, but our age people, who's writing like CNT D, like do this THS like anymore. Like people don't. I feel like we just don't. In general, we don't. Maybe one or two people fine, but these guys, everything is still a shorthand, and like it's like weird things because now those phrases we don't even talk like that, right? Like because their phrases are different. Instead of like what you doing, it was WYD. It's like a completely different thing that they say. So you don't even understand.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Just basic well, things that I thought were basic aren't like that anymore, kind of.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm seeing the difference with her. And then with my brother, it's sort of still similar, but yeah, it's fun. I just don't want to learn anymore.
Can't be bothered. I think our efforts are more directed towards other things right now, different priorities.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure at some point when we have kids, we'll have to learn some other whole other generation's language.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine. I can't even predict that's gonna what that would look like.
Yeah, I found one more. It was WSP. I mean, I guess with context you can understand, but I couldn't. I'm like, what the hell is WSP? Because I was thinking of a short, like like I thought it's an abbreviation of three different words. It's not,
What
it's
is it?
what's up. This is what I mean. Now, what's up for us would be like WASSUP, maybe, if we're doing that, or it would be like, I don't know. Maybe I've just forgotten it or I've blocked it out of my head. But I never understood WSP. Like I didn't understand that, and then I was like, "What does that mean?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just what's up." Like, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, why do you think this is happening though? What I'm trying to get at is slang formation, and these new words that come up usually happens in an age which is still formative, and I feel like groups are still forming at that time or are being integrated. Like people are, I guess, because teenagers are still finding ways of integrating and reaching common meaning, and they do it in a way which is um I guess due to hormones and stuff, they are rebelling against what current society is like, which is why they want to do something different, which is why they want to speak differently, and they want that exclusivity, but also they are forming new things. So they're doing it to establish their common ground. Whereas I think we're out of that space now. Either we exist in communities already, or we're like basically our priorities have shifted beyond this kind of language formation phase where we're like now we have meanings, we have opinions and perspectives, but it's not evolving at the level of language right now. I guess we're actualizing differently at this
I
point.
think it's also when you're younger, teenage, in your teenage years, you're trying to maybe have a language with your friends that your parents don't know of. That is also sometimes a thing where people like come up with things, and it's just not just parents. I would say, I guess, what I'm trying to say is like adults, like oh, teachers and this, and you're just talking about your coded language in a sense, and that also adds to the thing where where they are trying to form things that are like that others won't understand because
They don't want to relate to what's already there. They feel like they're cool and they want to be different, and I guess in the pursuit of figuring out their identity, which is forming, and they want it to be different, and they're exploring, which is why even language is explorative, but they're also finding common ground with their peers, so it is exclusive to them in a way.
definitely driven by the common ground with the peers, because how come all of us were talking like the same thing? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All of them are. Honestly, if you look at some of your old Facebook posts, I like, when it comes up as a memory, it doesn't anymore because you love nicely deleted your Instagram. Sorry, your Facebook. But still, like, it would be like, what is this? Like, why is look LEWK. What?
Yeah.
Where did that even come from? Like, it started somewhere, or we were just trying to be cool and trying to be different, like you said, right? Like, look तो सब बोलते हैं, हम लिखेंगे LEWK, like, या
Yeah,
फिर
I wonder
LE, whatever.
how that came about. I
Yeah.
actually don't know. Well,
Yeah. And now also sometimes we kind of do a throwback where we're like, no, it's cool, like
yeah.
KW. Like, when we are purposely trying to do that, whatever that is.
We are doing academic referencing. They are
Yeah.
forming things.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
But
have enough
we-
experience to refer back to, whereas I think they are searching for novelty in a sense.
Of course. You know how sometimes internal jokes within groups of people just become a thing? Like, dude, like
Yeah.
digression, like discussion. What?
Oh,
Sorry.
bit
Just
rusty
to,
there.
just to clarify, I did not coin the term digression. Why I said
You only coined discussion.
that?
Which,
Yeah, or like the dumb dore keep saying, right? Like
yes.
the dumb dore or RR. Like, you know, those things become like a part of the language, and so maybe that's how that happens. I just don't understand how it happens for such a large group of people.
I guess because of the presence of the internet.
Agreed. Yeah, I think ours was sort of towards the end of our schooling when this became such a
Yeah.
big thing. Whereas,
And now literally Gen Alpha is like on the internet. Like you don't see you see more kids now on the internet than ever, because obviously we were the ones who actually transitioned onto the internet from the lack of internet to the internet. But yeah,
man, yeah, not just the internet. You know, yesterday only I was telling my husband, like I've told you, there are literally horses in front of our like window. So there's like a stable, and they farm, the people on that farm, I want to say, but it's not anymore. They have a stable, and the horses are stabled there, but the horses are owned by other people who obviously cannot keep their horses.
they
So
parked their
clearly,
horses
some fancy
there.
ass people. Exactly. They park and they are taken care of. It's like a horse care, literally.
Horse
And then
parking.
the,
Yeah.
yeah, and so yesterday I think someone had visited one horse. Yeah, yesterday someone had visited one of the or two of their horses, and I could literally just see them, like they were just like feeding them, and then the horses were really happy going around, and I was literally for 10 minutes transfixed. I was just like, oh, what's happening there? Like, you know, those old women or like old ladies, something, they're just like window watching from their house, like keeping a tab on everything that was happening. That was me. And then I realized my phone had been on charge. I was just looking at that. There was nothing else I was doing. Like, it felt so nice. And I was telling him, like, oh man, I don't want to work anymore. Why am I staring at the laptop 8 hours in the day in summer when you could just be, you know? And it's not,
Legit.
technically, it's not about the work I'm doing because I enjoy what I do. It's the fact that all we do all the time is stare at a screen, and suddenly this was that realization that it's happened before, but still I was just like, it would be so nice, like go learn horse riding, go like do gardening. And I guess moving to the countryside has like magnified those.
I think some things have come to the forefront in terms of your attention. It's come to like your conscious awareness, I guess.
Yeah,
Manifested in a very
yeah,
very, very physical way in front of you. And these are things that I think you're interested in, but it's like a big highlight now.
constant reminders, what I was saying, like, because everywhere it's these things, and it just feels so peaceful, so relaxed. It feels that way, and I keep catching myself in you know how I like always want to go to every depth of every situation so that I'm making the most logical um, um, decision about anything. Doesn't mean I'm making the right or correct decision, but that's how it feels for me, right? But then for that, I'm like, okay, but if I do it this way, then I can do this along the same time when something else can be done, and then that way all the things will be done in one go, or whatever. And I'm just like, whoa, 1 second, it's fine if they don't get done together. If you've seen this, what I'm talking about right now are just chores. I was like, oh, I can just fold the laundry while something in the microwave is getting done, and then actually let me put the dishwasher before that. That way, the thing, like, that planning, like the mental planning that you kind of do, similar to when we have to plan for when do we wash our hair, kind of a thing. But I'm just like, have a long weekend. It's fine if I just do the one thing slowly. And I think we were talking about this a while back. Like,
Yeah.
let's slow down. Like, it's fine. Just take it one thing at a time. Purposefully slow down and do that one thing. And then you remember that you have to do something else. So you finish that, you do it, or you go in the middle, you do it. It's okay. Like, the world's not going to end. Let's
Yeah.
just enjoy it. Let's look at the horses in the middle.
Truly
Let's-
for real. Like I think that is like
yeah.
actual nervous system regulation, and that we want to be efficient, but then we just tire ourselves out over planning and overthinking this efficiency thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I I think if you just take a moment to realize that time is actually flexible in its experience, you're not going to, you can kind of step away from the over planning bit. And when you're really immersed in a moment, um, you're letting go of an aspect of control, and so
So
you
true.
then experience the beauty of time expanding and contracting in different ways. But it's like, can you allow
So true.
yourself to do
Yeah.
that for a
In a
bit
sense,
every
that's
day?
the giving away the control is you taking control
In
of
a
it
way, yeah,
in
it's
a way
actually
where it's like,
freeing to give up
yeah, because
control.
you can control and then kind of just really enjoy. You can
Yeah, it's
control
a
yourself.
choice to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's such a good, yeah, I feel like moving to the countryside has been such a good example and a constant reminder of that. And it's easily, like, it's okay, I won't keep saying easily, but it is easier to do it because your surroundings are helping you to do it. And I think that's a major deterrent for wanting to but not able to do anything, or for procrastination, or for laziness, those things that we struggle with from time to time. Like, your surroundings and the people around you, if they are propagating the things you actually want to do.
definitely. They always do. And you're, as we said, you're in a prime position to make those choices because your
Yeah.
environment is contributing to l- enabling you to make those choices. And that's what the chores are never going to stop. But you can just,
You can romanticize it, enjoy
yes,
it, like
it's
have fun with
it's
it.
needed.
Yeah. At least for me, the immediate surroundings being organized and a bit pretty really help in wanting to do the rest of this stuff. And I know it's not about wanting to do those things. We should regularly be like, have our goals and do them, whether it's chores or whatever. But the simple romanticizing of things and making your desk neat and clean and decorating it with something. It doesn't have to be fancy or whatever, but that kind of helps. Whether it's just a plant, because that's in this case that's what it was. Because all of that coming into play really helped. And I guess it also helped that it was the end of my period. I think that really definitely helped because it just over
A
amplifies
new
all of
lease
it.
on
Like,
life.
yeah, and I feel like that when now that I've said that, I'm like, obviously that helps. But still, man, in a on a regular day when it's not too bad, not too good, the niceness of your surroundings really helps you. If it's a bad day, it helps you so much more, even. Like, and when I say niceness, it doesn't have to be like luxurious or whatever, but in a self-care, calming your space, the sanctity of your space being your space, kind of keeping it
Oh, for
neat.
sure. And I feel like this is why they
That's
say, like, at one level you do it to like impress or like to manage the expectations of those who visit your house, because you know how they say, like, state of your house is a reflection on the lady of the house and all that. But I feel like those are afterthought, because now we're at an age where if you go, you kind of, you're not just seeing the house, you're seeing the effort that's gone into maintaining a house, like how clean it is and how fresh the linen is, and how clean the kitchen is. Like, because just because you're putting in that kind of effort in your own house and you know what it takes to upkeep that. But I feel like, but yeah, if we strip that away, it's that when you intentionally, and again, yeah, as you said, it's not about it being fancy, it's just about putting in a bit of love and care in keeping things in a proper manner, and putting those little bits of some fresh flowers. It could be as economical as marigold here in India, which is so cost effective and so beautiful because we put that in our temple because it works, or at
So
a
yeah,
budget, like in a budget sense, to just have that every day in the house. But then you are bringing in fresh flowers, fresh linen, every
yeah. Herbs,
however
because
often.
over here you get herbs in a pot. That just make, like, even that, using that, like, like the
Yeah,
basil or something, because that, yeah, it can be as simple as that with whatever you have, but just having that instead of having, not just being messy, but yeah,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
absolutely. And you can feel it when you kind of have that thing going where you're upkeeping your house in a proper manner. You're able to, you can step out at any time. You can do things that you actually want to because your space promotes it. And I think for you, that's extending outward into the pastures that you can see and the horses, and it's just quality of life.
The biggest takeaway for me from all of this was, I just need to make everything so easy for me to do. The things that I want to do so easy for me to do, and this was one of them. Look what it's already done, like being able to meal prep, being able to cook, being able to make fresh whole food related items and keep them at home more so than usual, and kind of from time to time, instead of going back into the lazy phase of, it's fine, let me just eat something wrong, or
But it lets
do
you
something.
have the lazy phase.
Exactly, because it helps you prep for your future self where you will be
Exactly.
lazy, right?
I mean, I'd rather do 2 loads of laundry so that I know if I have tomorrow off and it's a festival, I can have the day off
Yeah,
and just do my thing tomorrow. But it paid off to do it right now because I was like, oh, let's just do it.
yeah.
And yeah,
Let's just do it. Yeah, exactly. Going back to our podcast, just do it.
yeah. So it's it's,
Let's
it's a,
start. Let's just do it. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god, Nike.
Nike, we're back. Please.
When living
You know
that
what I mean?
philosophy, that's what you wanted us to do, Nike. Come on, just
Yeah, yeah. You
stop.
manifested it. We're here. I mean, as easy as it is to say, just do it. There are obviously some days when you feel so productive, and that thing, and it just comes together, and it makes you realize, yeah, it can be this simple if you are a bit more, learn from that awareness and just keep implementing it. Just do it. Just keep doing that. More of that.
Yeah, you can make so many things work to your advantage. You can make your cycle work to your advantage. If you're in your luteal phase, to have some things done in advance, and also be prepared for um taking away the guilt from the kind of eating you're going to do, because also it's probably going to help you, like the magnesium in the chocolate, it's probably going to help your nerves relax and your muscles relax, things like that. So understanding that all that's going to happen and being prepared for times of day, if you're generally more active in the morning or the afternoon, better best to do the chores that need getting out of the way at that time. And then you know I think we've
Yeah.
spoken about that here and there, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah. But
the
I really try to
consistency.
apply it this time as well. But that really, I mean, even the two things, okay, like you know how, like, literally to in your menstrual phase, like the first couple days, um, that's when your energy levels are low, etc. And that's when, well, it says like that's when you should go for more of like walks, do yoga. And I was like, look, I'm getting annoyed with all of this. Let me finally start yoga. And because we had worked on, because we've moved and we worked on making our spaces look like a bit nicer, I got my, like, I had this like lavender oil thing, and I wiped the yoga mat, and then I finally, after ages, did some yoga over the weekend. And that helped. Because of that, as soon as the period ended, and then I was like, woo, let's do everything. I was able to do all of the other things because, again, I had like done some setups, some started doing the meal prep, made some, like, all of that just came together so well. Or obviously having a longer bank holiday helped with that as well. But given the fact that I was feeling so, annoyed, crampy, this, that, during the period, and then just after, just like literally in those couple days, you can feel and see that working with your cycle helps. Being aware of like your deterrents and already taking care of them. All those things help so much, and it's actually easier to do once you've done it once and are aware of it, right? Slow yourself down. If you're seeing yourself like go into the efficiency bandwagon, like, you don't need to be. You're never going to be that efficient anyway. Like, even if I'm a bit more than someone else, let's say in my head, or than something else, what? Okay, then
Exactly. I mean, the efficiency is for ease. So let yourself have the ease, let yourself have the efficiency, right? Because you need to be able to enjoy being in both states also. Like you,
Dude, throwback to the first podcast. Take the good and the bad for what they are.
Should we wrap it up at this point?
What about your landlady?
Oh my God.
That's been a nice 30-40 minutes of us just talking about food and periods and being efficient without being an efficiency fiend. Next episode, we really need to do your landlady troubles, because
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to hearing that. And
We'll do some hot takes and we'll do like some throwback stories. Let's do that.
that'll be fun. All right.
Okay. I'll see you soon.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Bye.